Good morning, everyone. I got something to share this morning, something that happened to me last night. Um, there was an accident. I was fellowshipping with some believers. They're setting things up in this new building that they're in. And there was an accident outside. We heard one hit, then we heard the skirting of the tires, skiing of the tires. Then we heard another hit. So went outside, and there was a young lady there. There was a bunch of people there. She hit somebody on one side, started hitting the median, crossed over the median into oncoming traffic, and skidded and hit a car that was coming from the opposite direction. So we're out there, everyone in the one that she hit first had somebody with them, had a passenger, and so they're sitting there. They're standing together, and the other car had people in it. So all of them, they were gathered together, and so they're gathered together. And there's some other on watchers came, and they started looking and talking, and they were antagonizing this young lady. She was by herself, and the young lady was bold. It looked like she was in the wrong, but she didn't care. She had insurance, to cover everything, and her car cost more than everybody else. So they're standing there, and so they started saying, "Okay, we'll see when the police comes whose fault it is." And so she's in denial. It's not, it's your fault, and it's their fault, and so I'm just there, and so there's groups. This group over here, and then this group over here, and then the on watchers. They get with a group, and it's a big group. It's probably about 8 people out there, and she begins to, so she's sitting there alone, and I standing afar off. I asked her if she's okay. She began crying, and she came over and began talking to me. She didn't have nobody there with her, so I looked at the person that was alone, although she was bold and she knew whatever. I decided to reach out to her, are you okay? It's going to be okay. And she started talking about this, started talking about that. And so we're there, and the people over here on this end, they were talking, and how it's her fault, and the insurance, and she said, "What did you say?" Well, and she gets up in their face, some Jamaican young lady, and the girl is about this big. Not sick this big, but she's like featherweight compared to this heavyweight. And her friend, and whoever else was in the car, pretty, and so she goes over there, this little piece of, twig, I could say, and she's like, "Look, and so, it wouldn't be good. It's not a good scenario for them, for her. The deputies are there on the scene, but they're over there in the car, and she's just in there. So I go over and I grabbed her both shoulder, and I drew her back. It wasn't hard. said, come on, let's go. Let's not do this. And she begins to twist. This is a funny twist. It's not funny, but it's funny. Listen, so I'm getting the girl back, and she's saying, she's a Caucasian lady. The other two that she hit first was Caucasian also. The group over here, they're they're not Caucasian, right? So you black blank and you black blank. And so I'm drawing her back now, and so I'm listening to this stuff happening. And so she was like, you black blank, and you black, and I'm listening to her talk, and I'm pulling her back, and she said, y'all need to go back to Africa. I'm still pulling her back, like, come on, let's go. It was so funny. By this time, the deputies, they came over, the men. There was a man there, and when he heard the girl say, you need to tell the other people, y'all need to go back to Africa, he looked at me like, and I looked at him, I started smiling. It's okay. And she didn't realize, I don't know if she was, I don't know. I can't tell you what she was, but it was funny. It was a funny situation. It was funny. It wasn't funny, but it was funny. But just to go to show you how God changes people, because I was before I got saved, I was very prejudiced and very, very militantly prejudiced. I'm not that way no more. It's because of the love of YAHUSHUA, the love of Jesus. And that's what he calls us to do in spite of God, in spite of what we're doing to God, he's still looking out and protecting us. Sometimes we're shaking a fist at God and saying that there's no God, or saying that there's all type of things that's out here. But God is still, he's still holding us, protecting us from being stomped into the ground, because she was going to be stomped into the ground. Somebody told me when she said that, I should have just said, oops, and let her go. But it was good. So I was able to witness to the sheriff deputy, because he was bugging. He said he's a white guy, looked like he was white, and he said to me afterward, we were talking, he said, I was just about to say, why don't you go ahead and put her in your car so she doesn't, but as soon as she said that, he was like, oh, that's down the drain. I'm not gonna tell you to do that. I told him that it was because of Christ that has changed. Christ he's mighty, he's awesome. I love him. And but wanted to share with you that happened last night. That was a funny situation, very funny. All right, I'll talk to you all later.